It's like there's a dude on stage and he's going to talk about taxes. Amy, they're going to be asking for their money back. I promise, stick with me. It'll be worth your time. I guarantee you in 10 minutes, we can make a $10,000 difference in your business, in your life with today's talk. We're going to kick it off, talk about how to make more money, and then wrap it up with how to save more money on taxes. One of my favorite things to say is it's not about how much you make, it's how much you keep. If you're spending all your money or you're giving it to Uncle Sam, that doesn't do us any good. You all work hard, you all balance life and work. It's stressful, it's hard, and we're doing it to make money. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So the first thing I want to kick off, and we'll have some time for questions, so be writing down anything you want to know more. I'll answer anything y'all have today. So the first thing I want to talk about is understanding the side of money and business and how that works. We often act like ostriches and put our head in the sand, especially on the female entrepreneur side. And so nobody teaches this. Nobody teaches money. Nobody teaches business finance. Nobody teaches taxes. Nobody out there running anything knows any of this. So if you feel like, hey, I'm scared to ask questions or I don't really understand, nobody does. I deal with business owners that make millions of dollars that have no idea. They're just good at what they do. So don't be scared to ask questions. We have got to understand money and understand that piece of it and be open to asking questions. That is a huge piece from an entrepreneur and business owner perspective that I see as one of the most common things that hold people back. And so I would encourage you, number one, try to understand money, try to understand business, try to understand the money part of it, and don't ignore it. I heard somebody say one time, if you can't manage $100, you can't manage 1,000. You can't manage 100,000, you can't manage 1,000,000. It's all the same. So learn about money management, learn about finance. Right now, it's an awesome time to do that with AI, with ChatGPT or any of the versions out there. Just ask it questions or ask whoever handles your financial advising questions, your financial advisor or investments. Ask them questions. Ask your CPA or tax person questions. People in my industry, we love questions. We love when people ask. And most people are like, I'm kind of embarrassed to ask. I should probably know this, or this is probably a dumb question. It is not. So ask, use ChatGPT. Two of my favorite books around learning more about money, and especially money when it comes to business. There's an author named David Bach. He has a book that's called The Latte Factor. Really easy read, really way to learn about money. It's really cool. He has another one. I actually read it. It's called Smart Women Finish Rich. It's really freaking good. Lewis Howes has a new book, Make Money Easy. All of those books there are amazing. It'll really kick off some education and learning around money. And then the second thing that I have for money, and money is my love language. I've been in business for 25 years. I deal with clients every day, and all I talk about is how to make money or save money. And so I love this kind of stuff. The second thing, and this is the piece of advice that I wish I'd have known 25 years ago when I started in business. When you hear people say, riches are in the niches, that is so freaking true. As starting out as a young entrepreneur and business owner, we are wanting any type of business we can get, any type of client we can get. And that is just turns into a train wreck of a hard way to make money and building a business that you don't want or you don't love. I've done it. I've done it to a massive level. Elizabeth was part of it. We built a business for 22 years, serving everything and everybody, and it killed us. We were working 70-hour weeks. We had 4,000 clients of all aspects of range of services. It was a mess. Learned from our ways, switched gears 3 years ago, and not just as an owner, even as employees, we now work half as much as we used to, and we make at least 2 times the money, every single person. And so the more you can niche down, the more you can serve one customer and do one thing for them. That's the biggest piece of advice I wish I'd have understood about business and wish I'd have known 20-something years ago. The easiest, best way to make money is to serve one person and do one thing and get really freaking good at it. I like to use the example, anybody going on a ski trip anytime soon? Oh, I saw somebody. Oh, where are you going? Utah. All right. You and your family go to Utah, skiing down the mountain. Somebody falls and hurts their back. Their legs don't work. This got really serious really fast. Choppered out of there, go to a doctor. It's like, hey, I'm a general physician. I learned about backs in school, but haven't really done too much. I'm going to give this thing a shot. You should be fine. I'm a doctor. Or you have somebody who's a spinal surgeon. They've been doing that for 20 years. That's all they do. All they do is work on people that have ski injuries, that lose feeling in their legs. Who do you trust more to do that job? How much more are you willing to pay the specialist versus the general serve everybody everything? That's one example. Another one is attorney example. All of a sudden something happens and you're accused of murder. Do you want the attorney that dabbles in all sorts of very type of cases, or do you want the attorney that specializes in keeping people out of prison for murder? And so when you niche down, you can focus on one thing, solve one problem for one customer. It's so much easier and faster to be an expert, and you can charge so much more money. Like the amount of money you can charge doing the one thing you love for the one customer you love and connect with is a game changer. Amy helped us figure that out. We hired Amy as a consultant at my old firm, and she worked with us for a couple of years, and her and I still talk about it all the time, is that side of learning that piece of who we are, who we want to serve, and the one problem we want to solve for that one specific customer made all the difference in the world. And so I'd tell you, focus on that. Number 3, when it comes to making money, is everybody in this room probably has some version of business. Most of you are in the somewhat the service industry more than the product industry. You got to be profitable. If you're a solopreneur, if you're a service provider in your business in any sort of aspect, you should be at least 50% profit. Business is all about profit. If you don't know what profit is, that's okay. Most people don't. It's the amount coming in per month paid by your customer minus your expenses going out. If you bring in $3,000 a month, you ought to profit at least $1,500 left over after your expenses. If you bring in $10,000 a month, after you pay employees or advertising or whatever it is, you should profit $5,000 a month. And so if you're a small solopreneur or small business, you should be shooting for 50% profit. That's what goes in your pocket as an owner. As you grow, as you scale, as you hire, that typically shifts down a little bit. You're doing less work, you're doing more managing. 30% is very common when you have employees and you're growing a business, but you should always be profitable from day one. And as you grow, when you start going into the red, it gets super stressful. It gets super risky. That's how over 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. If you are less than 20% profit, if you bring in $10,000 a month and you only clear 2, when there's only $2,000 left over when the month's all said and done, that is barely survivable as a business. Timing of cash flow, the way things work from that standpoint of if something happens, if a COVID happens, if you get sick, it's hard to survive and keep your business sustainable under a 20% profit. So look at your numbers, start learning about it, start working on figuring out how to make more money. And when you make more money, now we want to talk about the fun part, how do we save on taxes? And taxes can be fun if you do it the right way. And so the number one thing I like to make sure everybody in a room like this has is if you are a profitable business, whether it's a side hustle, a big business, a small business, it doesn't matter. If you are making money, you want to make sure you have an LLC S Corp in place. If you don't have an LLC S Corp in place, you need both. You got to have both. If you don't have that in place, reach out to your tax person now. If you make $50,000, you're paying $7,500 in additional taxes than you should be. If you make $100,000, you're paying somewhere to the tune of about $15,000 in extra taxes that you can make go away with the flip of a switch. The other thing I like to talk about in a room like this is paying your kids. Paying your kids is an awesome loophole. You can pay your kids up to $15,000 a year from your business. You get to write it off on your business. Your kids don't have to claim it or file a tax return. If you're in this room and you have 3 kids, you could pay your kids $45,000 right now before the end of the year. Write it off on your taxes. Save somewhere to the tune of 15 or 20 grand in taxes. Now your kids can use that money to do whatever they want. They can pay for Disney World. They can pay for groceries. Your kids don't even have to know it exists. Just open up a checking account and put it in there. Awesome way. Your kids can save it for college, put it in an investment account, financially set them up for the future. All sorts of ways to take advantage of that. And yes, any age. Oh, it's a loophole. Any age. They're very generous. Like I have a 2-year-old. I put him on like our Instagram. I put him on our Christmas card. He's modeling. My kid's modeling. My kid makes like 12 grand a year modeling, and he's 2. And so there's all sorts of cool, creative ways to do this. And so have to be a minor. Yeah, have to be a minor. Now, see, I got the attorney in here now. She's like reeling me in a little bit. She's like, I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Third thing I love is writing off vacations. One of the biggest things business owners miss is taking a corporate retreat. Keep in mind what they give large businesses, what they give Fortune 500 companies, taking everybody to the Caribbean to celebrate, doing a corporate retreat. You have that same type of write-off and deduction as a small business. Even if you're a single owner business, you can write off one corporate retreat a year. We just do a little agenda, but pretty much the way to write off your family vacation. Go spend $5 grand out west, go spend ski trip, go spend 10 grand in the Caribbean. You can take anywhere from a long weekend to a week a year, make it a corporate retreat, write it off, save another $4,000 or $5,000 in taxes by writing off your vacation. And so that are a few of the ways I love to work with clients on how to make more money and how to save more on taxes. Typically, you do those 2 or 3 things, it'll save you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in taxes. You apply the first part of this, make more money, pay less taxes. That's more money for you to live and build your dream life, do other things, financially win for your family. It's awesome. One thing I'm going to do, my email address is the same as you see up here, chad@brownmccook.com. When I leave here, I'll put together like a 3 or 4 part kind of video series going in detail of exactly how you do these things I talked about. And so if you just shoot me an email, I should have all these fancy marketing things where it's automated, but it's not. Shoot me an email. I'll manually put you into my email system, and I'll share some videos on more detail of how to write off vacation, how to pay your kids, if you don't have a LLC S Corp, what to do there, and some more stuff on the kind of growing your business and making money on the financial side. So hope this was helpful for you all. Thank you all for entertaining a guy being here today. I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all having me. I don't know how much time I have for questions. I'm happy to answer any questions y'all have until y'all kick me off the stage.